all of us on my team, including myself, we're all volunteers at this point. So none of us are paid for our positions. That's one of our end goals. All of us have to balance a full-time job usually and family life and
when you were launching your convention, what were some of the obstacles that you found and you kind of overcame or didn't overcome, and like what were some of the things that led up to growing this event and some of the obstacles that you got on the way?
So one of the good obstacles was growth. As I mentioned earlier, it was basically myself running everything. You know, I was doing exhibitors, I was doing sponsors, panels, cosplay, like every aspect of the convention was through me. And then it got to the point where like, I can't do this alone. So I brought in a friend of mine that he was actually on the my security team, and he's now my assistant director. And it's just, you know, month after month, year after year, it's like, okay, well, I'm too busy with life and work and everything else. I don't have time to handle this aspect. So we reach out, we find someone one of us has connected with at some point and say, hey, do you want to be in charge of panels? Do you want to be in charge of cosplay? And for the most part, they're like, yeah, I want to be involved, because with the other events that go on in the state, it's my understanding is that you can be a volunteer, which is totally fine. But to be in the inner workings of an actual event like this, it's slim, is my understanding. When you reach out and say, do you want to be on my team? Do you want to be the backstage of everything that happens here?
Right.
They're like, yeah.
Because that's one of the things that people quickly learn about, like when they grow, whether it's business or some kind of event or activity, is that, you know, you can't be in all places at all times, right? So that growth is great, like you said, but then it becomes an obstacle because you can't just possibly do it all by yourself. There's just not enough hours in the day. And so you have to start bringing in and drawing in, hopefully, the talent that wants to get involved.
Yeah.
Did you find that those people that got involved, they were enthusiastic? Because sometimes what happens is people get enthusiastic initially and then they just kind of fizzle out. How was your experience with that?
It's a little up and down, ups and downs for the moment, because all of us on my team, including myself, we're all volunteers at this point. So none of us are paid for our positions. That's one of our end goals. All of us have to balance a full-time job usually and family life and just, you know, normal things. Sometimes even for me, things get put on the back burner because you're like, oh, I have all these other things to do, and you kind of forget. But for the most part, the team is enthusiastic. I tell them, oh, we have this guest booked is coming to the event. They're like flabbergasted by all these things, and not all of them have been from day one. My assistant director has, so it's been the two of us, so they haven't seen entirely the full growth from day one, but they've seen it because they've been at least to one event. I think it encourages them that we're doing a decent job at least.
Thanks for listening to the Adrian Sinclair Show. You can find previous episodes on the Apodcast multi-channel network at apodcast.com. You can also stream this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Podbean, and other audio platforms. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you'll get convenient short summaries of podcasts you may have missed. So check it out. And lastly, please support us by sharing our episodes on social media. We really appreciate it. Thanks.